That case is one of the first human trafficking cases to come to the forefront in West Michigan recently. Of course, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I'm joined right now by McDonald, president and founder of Women at Risk International, based in West Michigan. Thank you so much for joining us today. We had a chance to talk a little bit before the newscast started. How common is it, sex trafficking in West Michigan?
Well, the good news is that people like you are talking about it and getting the word out. The bad news is that it is the fastest growing arm of organized crime, even in West Michigan. 4 years ago, our organization, which is international, we're in 25 countries, got a call from Homeland Security, who had been assigned an office to West Michigan to address trafficking here. 4 years ago, we started entering into the issue of trafficking in West Michigan, and we have identified 12 of 16 flashpoints that are true of West Michigan that draw the attention of the trafficker to this area. Demographics, we teach that in our civilian first responder training so that families can know the signs, and healthcare professionals and school teachers, bus drivers, cosmetologists, cops, anybody that wants to know can know the signs of trafficking and do something.
What are they? What are the signs?
That's an 8-hour conversation, but West Michigan has 12 of the 16, and for example, we are a tourist site because of the lake, and tourism is one of the flashpoints that draws the attention of the trafficker. So tourism would be one of the 16 things that would draw the attention. When people are out of town, they do things that they wouldn't do at home.
So do you find a lot of the time, I guess, when you start talking to people about what you do, are they surprised?
Yes, people are always surprised because this is a crime that flourishes in darkness, but then when you start connecting the dots for them, they realize, oh, that's what I was seeing, and they just didn't know it and they didn't know what to do about it.
What would be one common example of how someone would get into sex trafficking and become a victim?
Well, one example is a girl who may go to a sleepover, and the sleepover hasn't been properly vetted by the mom. A 14-year-old in Pensacola, Florida went to a sleepover and she was sold on Craigslist for $300,000. It might be a party that you go to with a friend at school that's out of town party, and you're not a driver and you can't drive home, and things are happening at that party, and you don't have somebody you can call that you feel safe that will come get you, and that spirals down, and so you may be coerced into a situation that may be taped. You may be blackmailed by that, or you may take part of it in it and think, okay, this will never happen again, and then because it's happened once, those people use that to threaten you and coerce you. There's so many different ways that this happens, and that's why as many stories as there are there different ways that this happens.
And you have a seminar coming up. We're out of time, but you have all that information on your website. We have a link to that in news links at woodtv.com, and people can recognize the signs, talk more about it.
Yes, and we teach that in September, 8-hour training session on how to know those signs and what to do about it.
McDonald, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being a voice.